Well, so we're exploring Ghana and we're exploring all things right here. So we have a lot of issues on the front pages, but it is your birthday today. Elizabeth Udruwa, you are with the Kaswa branch of the Ghana Commercial Bank. This one is from Delson of the National Health Insurance Authority. And he says, I have a great birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. And Mama V is here. Mama V, how are you?
Hi, Roland. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. It's what do you want to say?
I wanted to say we have Gifty joining us.
Okay, so say that.
Okay. But the way you asked, that's why. Well, we have Gifty joining us as well. Gifty, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Mama V, it's good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Good to see you too, Gifty. I am doing well. I am well now. Yeah.
We thank God. Welcome.
Well, thank you. You're looking different this morning. I don't know.
Hey.
Like, is it because I kind of miss you?
Let's talk about it. What do you see that you haven't seen before?
Well, I think maybe your braids new to me.
Hey, Mama V. Walk there.
She's looking different. Oh, you can't see.
Maybe because it's been a while you've seen her.
Okay, all right, cool.
I think so.
Yeah, let's have lunch today. Come in early.
Okay.
Lunch within social
Roland. Nobody's inviting you to this conversation.
The whole week you said lunch is on you. So you couldn't even buy egg for me yesterday. So I mean, I don't know.
Because I only have lunch for
not even
those who are celebrating their birthday. If you celebrate your birthday, Charlie, your lunch.
Oh wow! Oh wow! I see. You promised on air that you give me lunch was on you.
I didn't.
See, because we need to be different from
Roland can promise many things on air and deliver zero.
Yeah, you need to be different from the politicians.
Okay, maybe I'm learning their traits. You know, sometimes when you mingle with people, their features tend to influence you. So.
All right, let's do the newspapers.
Okay.
I have the Daily Graphic, the Chronicle. Gifty, what do you have?
I actually have the Daily Graphic too.
Okay. All right. I'll give that graphic to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, no one can take graphic from me. So, so I have the Daily Graphic newspaper banner headline: Government releases 70 million cedis to schools. Money for academic interventions, practical, technical examinations. And there's a picture of Professor Kwesipo Amankwa, who's the Director General of the Ghana Education Service. And I'm going to try and attempt to read the first paragraph. It says that government has released it mentions the amount for the smooth take off of 2020 West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC. And out of the amount, a number of that, okay, Mama V will help me with that as we go along, but I was trying to read the first one or two paragraphs, so we understand. But that story is on page 3 of the Daily Graphic newspaper. And on top of that is on top of the banner headline, you have graphic Do Ghana Travel Festival Emancipation Day launched, then police delegation in Yendi over divisional commanders expulsion. That story is interesting. It's on page 16. I have no idea exactly what it's about, but it's a very interesting story to me. Okay, so that's the front page of the Daily Graphic. Let's turn to the back page, take a look what is there. CSIR Copia inaugurate rice tomato experimental farm. The story is by Rejoice Lavinia, a clue. And it comes with a picture of some people holding on to something that I'm sure is supposed to help with the experimental farm. It'll be an interesting story to read as well. The businessman supports 100,000 households in Northeast region. The story is by Mohammed Fugu in Nakbanduri. Yesterday, we also did a story from Northeast there. There was supposed to be a sitting by the National House of Chiefs over a chieftaincy dispute that's been pending for a very long time. It's been suspended indefinitely as the people are asked to, file in their documents and all. So from the Northeast. is how I end the daily graphic front and back pages. I've got the Daily Dispatch, Mama V. I only have the front page of the Daily Dispatch. I'll tell you what it says. Banner headline. You're saying something?
No, go ahead, Gifty.
Okay. Banner headline, battle to win more seats in Parliament, cause of electoral violence. That story is on page 2. It looks to me like some analysis of what's happening, at the registration centers, as well as what generally happens with electoral violence. Then beneath the banner headline, you have a story that comes with a picture of Mr. Rawlings. And the story is that AFRC humiliation of Ghanaians was sad, but well-deserving. That's according to Rawlings. And then next to that story is Peace Council condemns voter registration and exercise violence. You have a picture of Professor Emmanuel Asante, Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante, who is the head of the National Peace Council, chairman of the National Peace Council. So like I said, I only have the front page of the dispatch.
Okay.
And there's also the story, if I could just quickly go through before you come in, that Ghana is still on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Ghana Education Service will not cancel 2020 WASI, BEC. That story is on page 11 of the newspaper. And Mama V and Roland, you do know that a lot more people are calling for the closure of of the schools once again to get the students to go back to school. Roland, you wanted to come in. I'm wondering if you want to give us the back page of the dispatch from your end.
The back page is actually just the movement plan, the program of activities for the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. That's how come you don't have it. So it's basically just an advertorial sort of public service announcement.
So what do you want me to do? Go ahead with Ghanaian Times or wait and come back
No,
later?
Mama will do the Times.
Let me take the Times and the Chronicle, and I'll help you with details of that story in the Daily Graphic about the police delegation in Yendi over the divisional commander's expulsion. It's rather interesting indeed. But let's look at what's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Increase in mobile money fraud. Swindlers target financial institutions. Bank of Ghana raises alarm. Also, Bernard Mona faces Supreme Court on July 21. Arrest, prosecute persons flouting COVID-19 protocols. The Ghana Bar Association seem to be either reminding or telling which is which. We have a lot that's not working again. 4 teacher unions demand closure of schools. That comes to buttress the point that Gifty was making there a while ago. That story is in the center spread of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The full details of that says, according to a joint statement issued by the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, National Association of Graduate Teachers, Ghana National Association of Teachers, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers Ghana in Accra yesterday, the conditions and protocols which were to ensure the safety of teachers and students in the wake of the disease, which is the COVID-19 at the schools, are either limited or just not there. It said, although the conditions upon which the decision to reopen schools looked formidable and assuring, the teacher unions were disappointed with the aftermath, which has resulted in rising confirmed cases in schools. In the light of the above, we, the pre-tertiary teacher unions, NATS, NAGRAD, TEWU, CCT Ghana, have no option than to ask that the schools be closed down. But as we've heard Gifty emphasize, the Ghana Education Service, that this ain't happening. On the back page of the Times, Vice President says government to digitize rent control operations, address rent advance. COVID-19 National Trust Fund gives items to 7 health facilities in 3 regions. The Chronicle newspaper front page, after donating 10,000 Ghana cedis for funeral, Ghana Health Service rejects police report on death of boy after yellow fever vaccination. There's a picture of the deceased Eric Ja on the front page of the paper. It comes with a headline. Also, Bruhaha over GBC channels. Slowusu Ekofo, Minister for Communications, and Sam Nate George. I guess the different views that they hold on this subject. Mahama claim on allowance is armed contradiction. Voter registration guarantee on sale Okay, well, that's interesting. You might want to check out the details of this one in the Chronicle newspaper. In the center spread, Cocoa Board staff resume work after fumigation. Calm returns to Banda after registration center clashes, according to the police PRO. And then we know one person has died in this particular incident. And this morning, somebody just said, hey, even registration pony. Can we begin to imagine what could happen in the main election? PIAC urges GMPC to decommission Salt Pond oil field and alcoholic beverages, major cause of hemophobia. No, Roland will have to help me. This is a medical term. You're closer to it than I am. Even he guys looking at it. What's wrong, Roland?
I can't seem to.
Okay. We
Hemorrhoids. Piles.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Cocoa. Should have said cocoa. I don't know why you wanted to mention the English.
She didn't write the story.
Let me take the statement to the last newspaper. Otherwise, Gipti, do you have access to the Daily Statesman?
No, I don't. I think that I am through with what I had.
Okay.
It would have been
I think for the want of time, Daily Guide just has Baumia changes, rice, sugar, butter politics in Zongos. We know that.
Is it the Daily Guide you're reviewing?
Daily Guide, and subsequently, I wanted to touch on this because it's also in the center spread of the Daily Graphic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this because the way you're running through the
No, I just wanted to link it because if you go to the center spread, it talks about the Zongo Development Authority and the things that they've achieved. And that is a replacement for the donations that the Zongos, so to speak, tend to get for rice, sugar, and butter. The vice president was referring to. Okay, so your pick, Gifty, and what are your picks?
I wanted to help you with the context, and then you can come in. So this is a story that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic, but the details you find on page 16. And it says the Inspector General of Police, James Opom Bueno, has sent a fact-finding team to Yendi in the northern region to investigate the circumstances that led to the Yana ordering the Yendi Divisional Commander to leave the town with immediate effects. And if you look at the background of the story, it says that last Saturday, the Yana reportedly ordered the Yendi Divisional Police Commander, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Peter Ayerezang, to leave the traditional jurisdiction with immediate effect. The overlord gave the command around 5 p.m. and asked the commander to vacate the town before 7 p.m. And that's the details is what the IGP is investigating. But it goes further to say that when the message got to the commander, his response, apparently, according to the story, was that, who is Yana? And this is the question that he supposedly asked that's infuriated some youth group in the area. So that's what the police is investigating now. But we're also told, according to the story, that the commander did not leave. He was given the message to leave around, the message got to him around 5 p.m. He was supposed to leave the town before 7 p.m., but he did not. But there's also a bit about his denial. That's the commander here, who's denying showing disrespect to the Dagmon overlord. There's a quote, all I can say now is that the king is somebody I hold in high esteem. I respect him and I respect the palace. I have always been respectful to elders and colleagues, unquote. The IGP indicated that policing was a shared responsibility. Okay, that's the normal, I don't want to say rhetoric, but that's something that they say. But yeah, I get
and
you.
And the daily graphic reporting, Mama B, right?
Exactly, yes. This is the graphic.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be my story of interest to me. It's probably one of my picks, because this is it's a very delicate, it looks to me a very delicate situation. Now, first of all, there is the background to the whole Yendi thing. Yendi is a place, I mean, they've come a long way. It's the capital of the municipality. And we just recently, I think about, not last year, I think about 2 years ago, just saw the solidification of that peace process, which was long coming. People who are 20 years perhaps and below wouldn't have known, Yendi as it is. and they wouldn't have seen that historic celebration that we saw. And to be able to consolidate the peace that we have in that area at the moment is a big deal. And President Akufo-Addo has spoken about it several times, this area. I really don't want to see a situation where, we're having this friction. It's totally needless and should be avoided by all means possible. I mean, you're looking at a very delicate relationship between traditional leadership and state authority as well. Yana is a big deal. He is a big deal. And I don't know exactly what is happening, but I will call for on the IGP to, as much as possible, give it 200% attention if he can, and just make sure that. And you see that the story is reporting that the youth rose up against this commander. I don't know what's happened, but this is a very delicate matter. And whatever the police can do, they have to do to make sure that there is peace. And I don't know why the Yana is asking a police commander, who is also a state official, to leave the area because he's performing his duties. I don't have the details, but I am worried, and I want us to, take a serious look at this and just make sure that we nip it in the bud, whatever it is that is brewing over there in the end.
Yeah, let me complete what I did say earlier, though. So initially, the story said when the commander was given the message, he did not leave, but after the supposed response angered the youth, he had to leave for Accra for safety and to forestall any clash between the police and the town folk. So we'll see where this gets us. But as Gifty has already said, it's a very delicate issue. It needs to be resolved as soon as.
I would even call for the Interior Minister to step in. I would call for the Interior Minister, Ambrose Derry, to step in. It has taken us very long and a lot of investment, a lot of resources to get the Yendi where it is at the moment. And now that we're seeing some development happening, the road
unfortunately, Gifty's network is messing up a bit. Okay. But the story also says that the Bureau of National Investigations Director, the Divisional Police Crime Officer, and the District Police Commander went to the Gbewa Palace to plead for the reversal of the order, but that did not work. Definitely needs to be escalated to the level where Gifty is calling for the Interior Minister to step in. Roland, is there another story that you want to talk about?
It's just the brouhaha that has now ensued because the Minister of Communications issued a directive, and I see it as a directive to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to let go of 3 of his 6 channels. And I thought what the member of the Communications Committee and member of Parliament for Prampram, Ningo Prampram, that's Sam John, wanted the National Media Commission to intervene was very poignant at a point in time. I started my career with GBC, and I know the kind of roles that they expected to play. Left with everybody else, if GBC wanted to operate like the way everyone else was operating in the private sector, then they would go into the market and compete. But the way it has been established, looking at the regulation that establishes it and its role that it's supposed to play, I believe that there needs to be perhaps some sanity that needs to be brought into this very contentious brouhaha as it is. Gifty too has some relationship with GBC, so I know.
I also do have a relationship with GBC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But there's an update on myjoyonline.com on the same story. So if we can go to myjoyonline.com, I'll give you the angle of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, which says that it cannot have its channels of broadcasting from 6 to 3 on the national digital terrestrial television platforms as directed by the Communications Minister. In a letter to the National Media Commission, Director General of the State Broadcaster, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, said all 6 channels serve specific purposes, therefore none can be taken off. Given a breakdown of their uses, he said all 6 channels are dedicated 24 channels with specified focus reflecting the mandates of GBC as a state broadcaster, a public service broadcaster, and a commercial broadcaster. So details of that, if you go to myjoyonline.com, you find that story featured there. But also on my Online, 178 new infections take Ghana's COVID-19 tally to 25,430, with 21,511 recoveries / discharges. Roland will take us through the rest.
Okay, so we have a couple of the stories there that are also as well prominent. And well, myjoyonline.com has become the go-to news portal across Ghana now. And well, let's see the stories we have. EC confirms anomalies in figures of Ashanti region registrants submitted to its headquarters, but denies rake plots because the numbers just don't tally. The thing is, the parties are also monitoring. So when you go there, you have a number of concerns being raised. The mother of Dramine, the senior high school student, blames school authorities for son's demise. And then Ghana receives phone hacking tools from the UK, the US, and Interpol, according to Free Speech Advocacy Group. And this has been a concern. Well, they would want to use it for security reasons. Ultimately, you'll see they'll be monitoring what you do with your phone, and that should be a concern.
There's also another story there on myjoyonline.com, which is actually sourced from the graphics. It says 6 persons have been arrested in connection with the hacking of a universal bank in Ghana, which led to the illegal transfer of 46 million Ghana cedis into accounts of 8 persons in different banks. The cyber crime unit of the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service arrested a former banker and owner of Adum Sika Savings and Loans Limited, Sam Aqua, and a web developer, James Taylor, believed to be the masterminds of the cyber crime. So details of this one is also on myjoyonline.com. Roland?
Well, Gifty, you have a comment to make. I'm sure it's on the GBC matter.
I have a couple of things to say about a number of things, but then maybe we don't have a lot of time. So
we don't have the time at all.
The GBC, yeah, the GBC thing is quite interesting. I was asking Mama V that what you were reading, was that a response from the GBC?
Yes.
No, okay, it's not.
This is
a response to the ministry, to the National Media Commission.
Exactly, but it's a response from the GBC on my jawline.
They didn't respond to the ministry.
I think that there are questions that ought to be answered as the minorities asking, but I think the minorities also ought to ask exactly what this space is for, or this space that has been asked to be freed is for. The minister yesterday said that when the state national security wants to address the nation, when government wants to address the nation, but that's also something that caught my attention. We do that all the time. GBC is there and can't speak for government. So I don't know, as in government can speak to GBC, get to GBC anytime it wants to address the nation. So I'm not quite sure how pressing that is. That's also a very interesting thing. And I wanted to comment on the teachers calling, the teacher unions calling for the schools to be shut down once again. Okay, it looks like I'm breaking up.
We can hear you all right.
Okay, so I'm saying that it's looking like a very interesting trend that's coming up with the Catholic bishop coming in to say that we need to stop this WASI, BEC, and then we're having the teacher unions coming as well. But the Ghana Education Service seems poised to say no. I don't know how we can get to a compromise on this, but I will call for the authorities to look at this dispassionately and see how we can make a move from there. Well, I think it's becoming a big issue that we need to give it all our attention.
Well, we have to take a break. The authorities you're talking about have a position, and the position is clear. So I don't know how you want them to come into.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about.
But they are not robots.
We're taking a break.
They are not robots. Things change every day. So. Okay, Gifty, thanks a lot. It's a wrap with the review. We'll be back with more, but right now we have to take a breather. We'll bring you sports after this. Liverpool, they lost. Yay.